gobyerno na hindi mangyayari po sa kanila yung nangyari kay Casa Turo?
Abay, definitely. Alam mo, Chris, I happen to have quite an experience on that, especially yung bang handling rebel returnees, we call them. For as long as matahimik at mapayapa ang kanilang pagbalik sa may kapangyarihan sa ating buhay na maayos, aalagaan sila sapagkat meron pa rin tayong programa eh. The peace process is continuing since day one of this administration. Natatandaan ko noong January 21 nang si Pangulong Arroyo naging Pangulo sa briefing on national security situation, ang kauna-unahang ini-announce si President Arroyo ay ang adoption at ng peace process as a national policy. Kaya until now, kahit ang NDF ay pansamantalang itinigil ang pakikipag-usap sa pamahalaan sa peace process, bukas pa rin ang pinto, hindi pa natin isinasara totally. Ibig sabihin, sa lokal, samantalang ang kanilang pamunuan ay nasa abroad, sa lokal, kung merong gustong manumbalik, ay wini-welcome natin upang sa ganun, may mabawasan ang mga supporter na mga kumakalaban sa gobyerno. Huwag silang mag-alala sapagkat merong patakaran mahigpit na pinatutupad ng pamahalaan upang mapangalagaan yung mga gustong mamanumbalik sa buhay na tahimik.
Thank you, sir.
Mula po sa IBC 13, kinikilala po natin si Binibining Maricel Halili.
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, may we have your reaction regarding the statement of Senator Rojas, wherein sinasabi daw po niya that the treatment of the government to Satur Ocampo could be a preview of how the government is planning to implement the anti-terror law na baka daw po magkaroon ng abuse of human rights. What's your reaction to this?
Unang-una, matatandaan natin na kaya nga ang tagal-tagal ng deliberation bago naapurbahan yung anti-terror law. So dahil lang napaka-conscious nga ang ating mga mambabatas lalo sa Senado na ganun din sa lower house na huwag magkameron ng pagkakataon ng mga authority na gamitin yan na panglabag sa karapatang pantao ng mga kababayan natin. Siguro naman ay hindi lang ngayon tayo nagkameron ng ganitong karanasan ng isang taong katulad ni Satur Ocampo ay naaresto dahil sa krimen. Kaya walang dapat ipag-alala anybody sapagkat kung i-review natin mabuti yung Human Securities Act, the anti-terror law na magiging effective pa 2 months after election, ay makikita natin na napakaraming safeguard. Matatandaan mo, ang isa sa mga question ay tanong sa akin, mapupundahan ba ng pamahalaan ng 500,000 peso per day na detention ng isang tao na na-detain pagkatapos napatunayan na wala palang kinalaman sa terrorism? Aba, siyempre napakalaking pera noon. Pero iyan ay magbibigay ng, shall we say, ng enough safeguard para maging very careful ang mga law enforcers before they really slap the charge of terrorism and arrest anybody using the Human Securities Act 2007.
Okay, sir, on other issue, I understand that it was written in your statement that there is no negotiation between the government and Lieutenant General Jacinto Ligot, but should the camp of General Ligot offered a negotiation, is the government open to any bargains or agreement?
Ang kaso ni General Ligot ay nasa Sandigang Bayan, nasa korte. Sa palagay ko, hindi tama, hindi appropriate for anyone, especially here from Malacanang, to be able to make a statement for or against that. Let's let the law serve its purpose on the case at hintayin na lang natin kung ano kaya ang karapat-dapat na hakbang kung merong motion na ganun ang mga abogado ni General Ligot before the Sandigan. Pero hindi siguro angkop na maggawa tayo ng comment because that is in the realm of the judiciary.
We have time left for the last two questionnaires. The first coming from Mr. Paulo Romero, to be followed by birthday girl Miss Weng de la Fuente.
Birthday. Happy birthday, Weng.
Sir, does the palace support the call of 4 prominent election lawyers to clean up the judiciary of corrupt judges, especially in the coming elections where legitimately candidates who won the elections are not proclaimed by mere TRO or other biased ruling by corrupt judges. Does the palace support such a call to clean up?
Well, alam mo, Paulo, ang ating source, kung ano lang babasa natin sa periodiko, na merong isang member yata ng 4 na ba ang proceeded against by the Supreme Court, being the highest court of the land that has supervision over all the courts. So, siyempre, lahat ng bagay laban sa katiwalian ay sinusuportahan ng palasyo. Ngunit, hindi na siguro manghihimasok sa ngayon ang palasyo sapagkat alam mo naman natin na ang Supreme Court sa ilalim ng pamuno ng Chief Justice Puno ay ginagawa ang sa palagay nila ay tamang gawin. Kaya, let's leave it at that.
Sir, in your do you have any personal experience regarding that? You were, for a time, a congressman. In your political experience, have you come across a ruling from a local judge contesting your victory in Batangas when you were still a congressman?
I did not have that experience, Paulo. All I know was that on my 3rd term, ay nanalo ako na supposedly dapat very firm on the ground ako as a politician. Doon pa ako inireklamo. So, nung inireklamo ko sa House of Representatives Electoral Tribunal, during the time of President Estrada, ay di kami nasa minority. So, ang lahat ng karamihan, akala yata madidisgrasya na ako dahil out of 6 congressmen, iisa ang minority at 5 yung nasa majority, tsaka 3 Supreme Court. Awa ng Diyos naman, nakita naman nila doon sa presentation of evidences sa Electoral Tribunal na malinis ang aking panalo, kaya maging yung mga majority members, congressmen, members of the tribunal, belonging to majority, ako nasa minority ako, ay sinuportahan nila to dismiss the case against me. Other than that, wala akong karanasan kung saan ang isang judge ay nag-issue ng TRO bagay sa isang reklamo na kinasasangkutan ko. Sa Electoral Tribunal lamang ko noong 1998.
Mula po sa Net25, final question from Ms. Weng de la Fuente.
Ayun. Thank you, sir. Si former President Joseph Estrada po has made a statement yesterday na concerned siya or nagbababala siya sa posibleng maging pa siya ng Sandigan Bayan sa plunder case because of yung issue po kay Ginang Blanquita Pelaez na nagsabi na inimpluwensyahan daw ng Malacanang yung pagpa-file ng estafa case laban kay former President. Sir, yung pong concern na i-impluwensyahan ng palasyo yung decision ng Sandigan Bayan on the plunder case. May we get your reaction to that?
Hindi ko alam from where the former president is coming about yung sabing i-influensya ng Malacanang. Ako, wala akong personal knowledge bagay dyan sa Blanquita Pelaez case. All I know about it is, as I read in the papers, na parang ang kanilang binabato kay dating Chief of Staff, kay Mike Defensor. So, sa palagay ko, tunay na wala namang kinalaman. At hindi ko alam kung paano ma-impluwensyahan ng Malacanang sapagkat, again, napakalaking dagok yata yan sa ating justice system kung ang palasyo makikialam sa trabaho ng judiciary katulad ng Sandigan Bayan, which is a separate constitutional body. So, hindi totoo yun. At ano lang yun, siguro, wag lang di masabing baka nga paniwalaan ng tao, pero hindi totoo yan.
Pero he's planning to file libel cases po against the 2 candidates of Team Unity kay Secretary Defensor and Governor Chavit Singson. Di ho ba maka-apekto yun sa kanilang candidacy?
Well, I do not know how it will really affect. But katulad, for example, kanina may nagsabi dito na nakaganda pa sa kampanya ni Sotero Ocampo yung kanyang pagka-aresto, baka naman yung libel case na yun, makaganda pa sa kaso ni Mike Defensor, sa kandidatura ni Mike Defensor at ni Chavit Singson, sapagkat, each one to think to file cases is another to prove it. So, sa palagay ko, yung ating mga kasamahan naman sa Team Unity, si Mike Defensor at si Governor Singson, sa palagay ko, they are competent enough to be able to carry on the issue. And siguro nga, that is one of those reasons na maaaring makatumas pang kanilang antas kung sakaling matuloy nga yan.
Thank you, sir, for your additional announcements.
Well, tatatlo naman announcement ko dito ng appointment. Maria Juanita Cueto, Acting Commissioner, Securities and Exchange Commission. Ramon Vicente Cabigting, Assistant Secretary DTI, at saka Daniel Dimagiba, Executive Director ATO, DOTC. Ibigay ko ito kay Undersecretary Robert at nang makita ninyo ang ano. So with that, maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat.
On that note, we would like to thank everyone for joining us today. Mula po rito sa New Executive Briefing Room, ito po si Yusek Robert Rivera. Back to our home studio.